Good evening. Yeah, it's again a bit late today, but hey, we have one CV to review. I promised to show it online. There were actually two questions today. One was about uh, review my CV, and second one was that hey, when I have edited my CV, which kind of a template I should use? And I told him that we should forget the kind of a template and just pick a text editor, add all the information there, format it a bit. If you want to add color, don't add pictures. Add there, for example, line colors, blue, black, and then keep it white. Keep it very simple. It's not meant to be visually very pretty. We need to deliver information with our CV. So that's our plan. Only case when you want to make a visually very good looking CV is actually the moment when you are applying for graphical work. That when you need to show your skills, let them know that hey, you have a good eye and around like that. But hey, let's start to go through the CV. Today we have tightened the day a lot, not anymore hour and half editing here while waiting AI to do the work. I already prepared the material, and this is the way I can have more CVs reviewed, fix them, created some kind of templates, and then you can finalize it. Let's start. And I have here window open, and here's the first one. This person sent me a couple of different CVs. We have an English one, we have a Finnish one, and let's go through all of them just to tell that how does it look for my eyes. And then we do a couple of changes. You will see all the steps. I think we had like just 3 different tuning methods, and we have already completely different product. But I have to say that the product we created, or I already pre-made, it's not the exactly one you're supposed to use to apply for a work. It's the one you need to take, then you need to figure out which job you are applying, and then you update it. One thing I want to highlight that when we take templates, we create the body for the CV, always proofread it. Early week, yeah, that's already last week. I created the CV for a guy, and he sent me a copy of a CV that, hey, can I send this out? And there was a couple of things left which should be removed and replaced, like dear hiring manager. Why would we write it if we know the person we are targeting that paper? So always keep an eye who is receiving that paperwork. Well, let's start this CV. I'll move a window a bit here in the middle for me, but I can also see it. And here we have actually a really good start. I have redacted the personal details from that page. That's something we don't have to see. And we are starting from a professional summary. It says that detail-oriented student following bachelor, international business degree, and so on. We are letting them know that, hey, we are a student at this moment. And then we are listing skills like strong proficiency in Excel, data analyst, dashboards, scheduling, and process coordinating. You know what? We are listing here at this moment technical skills or professional skills. In professional summary, you could form it the way, now we form that, hey, we are a student and we are going through this program. I would maybe put there that, yeah, of course, mention that you're a student, but then your background that, hey, you would be a good fit for this profession. Like last CV we edited, we used exactly the term the job was that, hey, we are this and this person, and then we have this kind of experience. And based on that, what's missing from professional summary? There it is. It was 10 years professional experience. Sorry, my bad. I was reading too fast. And then this one can be just a bit more personalized because rest of the CV is completely delivering data to people. So here we can also mention a bit what kind of person we are. But let's see what we are going to build soon. Then we have a work experience listed. And in this English version, it's done better than in a Finnish version. Here we are telling with what we really did. Like the first one is really good one. Manage planning and operational decision making through system data analysis, forecasting, and performance tracking across portfolio of 60 plus clients. That's a really good one. And then next work experience about assistant manager, client management. And that's also good. This is not on a task-based level. I'll show you what I mean when we have a Finnish CV. Education is mentioned here. That's a good one. And then I wouldn't change it. If there's some specific details in the studies, I would add those. For example, I did construction engineering studies, and then I have additionally quality management studies. And that was a golden when I had to find opportunities, and I actually got the chance to work in a when company was getting its ISO certification. Then the thing which I would improve in this CV, it was the profile, and then we have the technical skills and tools. We have listed really well MS Excel Advanced, pivot tables, and so on, data analysis, MS Word, and Outlook. We could have this one like Office family and then highlight the skills we have, which many people don't have. Because if we write their MS Word and Outlook, that's something what we are supposed to already know if we tell that, hey, we are familiar with this Office family. PowerPoint, planning, decks, dashboards, presentations. I would include that one also, just to be a MS Office, what is it now, 365. ERP systems, that's a good one there. Data reporting tools, that's a good one. Then Power BI basic exposure. That's also a good one. But what happened with our CV now when we go next to languages? We are losing the really good targeting tool for us. I would add there soft skills. I can't emphasize how important the soft skill part is, because take any serious job application or job description online, and you can find it full of terms the company expect you to have. Like if you're a good team worker, it's mentioned there. Last Friday, we had a job description from a Finnish company, and they used even a specific term like porukka. Yeah, that's in the Finnish, but it's kind of name for working in a group, that it's a tight, closed group of people. So soft skill part is the one where we can direct our paperwork, and a lot. But generally, English version from your CV was really good. Couple of additions, and then it has to be targeted to the job you are applying. Now it's just a list of skills and works you have been doing. Let's move to Finnish one. Isn't it handy? Yeah, this was the second page. And now we have been editing a lot of CVs. Very often they go on a second page. And I have noticed it haven't had actually a too big difference, because the machine is going very often through your CV. It can be 2 pages if you have good stuff to add there. But if it's just a full of filler things, then the 2-page version will fail. This is a Finnish one. And now you see what happened. Okay, if you are not familiar with the Finnish, I will explain you. First, we have a profile. That's actually a good start. It says motivated, hardworking, kitchen helper, over 2-year work experience in a restaurant in Finland and Sri Lanka. Good, strong start. And then this could be more of a language thingy, or then we try to figure out what we add. Start is really strong, and then it reads that I have experience from helping with cooking, making salads, and preparing school food, and also dishwashing. Then we know working in a buffet, bakery, and kitchen hygiene, and so on. And last one is that at this moment I'm doing work practice. We have 3 things here. We have a strong start, then we listed what we are doing, and then we mentioned that, hey, we are at the moment doing the studies and the work practice. Work practice, I would leave it out. It comes in a specific section, and here we could highlight the part that, hey, if we are applying for food industry, we would highlight that what are we interested, what are our strong parts. Like if we have a previous experience and we moved in Finland, we start the way that, yeah, we are motivated, kitchen helper and so on, over 2-year work experience. And then I would maybe add there that what would make you strong candidate? What's your passion? This is the part to bring it out. And this is actually one of the rare parts. You have a chance to stand out when people are going, or not people, the recruiter is going through many different CVs and resumes and trying to make a decision. So this is the part you can stand out. Then let's go a bit down, and we go here in a skill section. I'll read what we have here. It says that we have prepared salads, basic baking, creating vegan food, cooking. We are able to work under pressure. Hey, this was a good one. First one was more about tasks and what you're already supposed to do. So this is the first one to keep. Then next one, we are precise. We have a time management, good one. Then next one I would leave out. It's right here. It's about dishwashing, cleaning, and hygiene. That's again expected if you work in this field. Then under it, setting a buffet, and then actually next one I would keep, it's a customer service and working on a cashier. Too bad. I will have most likely on Wednesday a new tablet. I hopefully can highlight from it. It would be easier than me just reading, but I would just keep a couple from this part. And like in the previous CV, we are missing the soft skills. We should have professional skills and soft skills, because the soft skills will tell what kind of person you are. Then we go a bit down. We are still on the sidebar. Languages, Finnish, English, Sinhala mentioned. And I think in the English one, it was just a tad better because there was the level written. So you should also bring that idea here. Don't leave important information out. Then we have a cards and pass it. This could be, if you're using Finnish terms, it could be like pätevyydet or luvat tai sertifikaatit. Hygiene passport, good one to have. Then driving license mentioned, and also first aid course. So I will think about this. Let's go back to up. Let's see the work experience. This one, työkokemus, in Finnish is, in English it's work experience. And here comes the part that we have practice in Espoo Catering Oy. And we had it also mentioned here almost the half of the profile is taken with material which is supposed to be included in the work experience, and somewhere else were in the CV. So give a thought about profile, that how you would describe yourself, and then include there the term, not the term, the job title you're looking for. And then this could be again the language barrier, or then we don't know exactly the description of a job. Because Espoo catering, what we read here, it says that setting up the food in a buffet table. The next one is dishwashing. Under it, we have kitchen cleaning. Then we have salads and food prep help. Next, we have again helping with another people. Then once more helping chefs in a busy times. And then under it, we have again helping with general tasks. You can feed this to, for example, AI and ask from it that, hey, create me a work description. If we have time to go through, I plan to have this in a half an hour. That's the time I have set for each CV. If we have a couple of minutes left, I will show you how to translate that to be a job description without struggling and trying to figure it out. And then same applies to next one, Waste and Feast restaurant in Kallio. And here it says that hoitaa aamiaisen. There we need a bit fixing with the language. It means that, yeah, took care of the breakfast and lunch. Then really good, it's mentioned that how many diners there were in a day, 80 to 120. That means already some amount of the work. Really good. Then again, setting the buffet, checking the food quality, and so on, dishwashing, cleaning, and things like that mentioned. And then Little Tammisto, this was the language practice. It says that, yeah, taking items to shelves, helping with that bakery the Lidl has. Then what else? And again, helping when needed. And under it, we have koulutus, we have careeria, and so on. And hey, what are we missing? We are missing the previous work experience, not work experience. We are missing the one we had in English. When you are applying a job here, don't be shy. Don't leave it out if you have a previous really good education, like we saw in the previous slides. Not slides, previous pages I had open. Keep in mind. And then when you have that big information package, then you will think that, what do I show based on the job you're applying? If it's for food-related work, then you will highlight these parts. If it's on a technical background like you had, then you need to highlight the previous experience. And then this, you can have a mention, make a one group, and show that how you are integrating in the Finnish society. It's a little game. I know it's not easy, but that's why you can always ask from me. And here's a second Finnish version. Very quick look. Profile. What's missing from the previous ones? The work experience is missing. That how many years? Yeah, I think this is the second CV. These are two different people from same family. So I'm doing like a family review. And then in a profile is mentioned that we are physically strong, we can adapt, we can work outside in different weather, and so on. these are professional and soft skills. These needs to be in a different area. But really good start, but then we need to personalize it just to tell on a person a bit more friendly way what kind of person we are. And then you add always the job you are applying. And that's how you will crush it. Work experience, cleaning, care clean in Colombo. Here we say that it was responsible for cleaning commercial and residential buildings, and then mentioned floors, windows, bathrooms, so on, waste management, and then was following hygiene and safety standards in all work tasks. These are again more on a level of tasks. Now we need to think about that, hey, how could we figure out that what was our profession? And then we describe the profession, because that profession includes all of those parts. Then if you want to add there some list or some things you have been actually doing, list a project and what you got done with that project. What was the result? Under it, we have a cleaning, Senauta, Colombo, and here it's about cleaning inside of the cars, disinfections, did service, took part in the general cleaning tasks and so on. And then again was following the safety regulation and customer service. Again, create the section to describe your role, profession, and then add if you got some specific project and it had some good results. Highlight that one. So basically, describe your profession or the not the title, but what you actually were doing, and then highlight what you got done. Then under it, now we have skills. But what happened? We have cleaning skills. That's a really good to mention, especially if we apply for cleaning. But then it says that cleaning, disinfection, deep cleaning, waste management, floor care, and so on. There are really good ones, but then you need to figure out that if there is some specific term. This is for the case when you know what you're actually applying. Like if it's for example, property management, then you need to pick from here that you have like not a deep cleaning, but it's suursiivous in Finnish. It means that there is it is a deep cleaning. You can see it's getting late here. Or waxing, because that's one of the services they actually sell to houses. It's a good income for service companies. Then under it we have turvallisuus and vastuu, which would mean safety and responsibility. It could be something like safety oriented. Customer service mentioned under it right here. That's a good one. Then we are flexible, we can adapt, we are physically strong, and then here's a driving license. Driving license could actually go with certificates you have, like hygiene passport, occupational safety card, driving license. And if you have your own car, that one didn't come to my mind when I was reading earlier, because I saw driving license, I straight away thought that, hey, maybe this person has a car. And now when I saw it third time, then it came to my mind that, hey, if you have a car, it should be mentioned here, because having a driving license doesn't always mean that you have a car. And then education under it. Let me kick my picture from the screen that you can see everything here. Koulutus is here. The Finnish one is mentioned. But if you have previous education, for example, from Sri Lanka, mention it here. And language skills in the paperwork. The last one, kielitaito. It says Suomi perustaso, English is fluent, Swedish is a basic level. And here, if you have those letters, that combination of letter and number, A1, and so on, if you know that one, you can add it here. It will tell more about you and your skills. But generally, we had a good CVs, and let me summarize. Create a profile which is a bit more telling more about you. Then add the job you are actually applying, add it there, and then why you would be a perfect candidate. Then in a work experience, really good title you had there. There's a time frame mentioned, but describe the job. Then describe if you had specific project and what was the outcome. And then from all these three versions we saw, we have to concentrate on the skill section. Professional technical skills and soft skills. And that's the area you are actually going to target when applying for some job. Then I took a freedom. I threw a CV in Gemini. This is for the part when person asked that, hey, I have created the version with AI and now I want to attach it to Canva template. That's something, no, we shouldn't do that. Definitely not. Because why would we do it when we have everything ready here in front of us? Here we have template made, we have a redacted version, we have first name, last name, everything ready. That's our header. Then we have a professional summary here. Now, no, this was the right button. Sorry for flashing on the screen. This is the part where we are detail-oriented student pursuing Bachelor of International Business degree. And this is the basic version. This is not targeted for a job. This one changes when you are actually applying. And work experience is listed here. And what I gave instruction for AI, I asked it to just make it the format that I can copy paste it to, for example, Word or Google Docs. So this is pretty much in an original condition. Then next, let's see what I actually asked. Yeah, work experience, it was a bit on a task level. So what we actually did is that I asked it to describe for a job. And here it has highlighted the areas what actually changed. And this one starts to look actually good. It tells exactly what you did, what kind of results you got, and so on. So that's the thing you always need to do. I wish I would have done this to the Finnish one, but I'll do it. I'm not promising is it tomorrow, but if I have time, it will be tomorrow. I will show you how to turn a list of tasks you have been doing in life, how to turn it to be a real CV. That could be. That would explain that how you can play with this area. And then last one, let's see what I asked. I asked reformat text for copy paste. That was the last one. Yes, soft skills based on my background. And let's go up. And this is the final version you can take and use to customize it based on the job. That one we went through a couple of last times, but we will do it again. Professional summary is here, detail oriented, so on. No, not many changes here, neither on the work experience, those we already fixed. Education is mentioned here, and then check what happened. Technical skills and tools, office productivity, MS Excel advanced, and then what's listed here. And I would go and take this part away. That one escaped there from the previous part. And then ERP CRM systems, data reporting tools, analytics, and see what happened. The ATS-friendly keyword is highlighted. When the machine reads it, it actually puts more weight on it. And then what was missing from all the previous CV versions we saw, we were missing a soft skills section. And check what happened. We added communication and collaboration, and then there's some more details based on the jobs you were actually doing. I didn't have a chance to ask soft skills through an email, but I asked AI to figure it out based on the tasks we were doing. Then problem solving and strategy. There's strategic planning, analytical thinking, process optimization, bottleneck resolution, all the important words. And it depends what are you applying. Leadership and management, and then adaptability. And that one was mentioned in a profile text earlier. And now it's here. See, no information was lost. Then languages, fluent in English, Swedish basic, Finnish basic. Letters, I think, came from the first CV. And then certificates and additional information. Here we have our driving license listed, and then we have also mentioned that we are willing to travel after a work. Before, I think it was mentioned in a profile. And then last one, references available upon request. That one you can have. Don't list companies there and contact details, just to protect privacy and the data. And if they want, they can ask from them. And little tip, if you run out of space, let's have 2-page max for CV. Then references, those you can remove from the list. Doesn't have to be there. And then when you write that cover letter, there you can mention that, hey, I have a people recommending me. You can always ask them from me. And that's our CV. And then what I did, this is more based on the people in Finland. I asked that translate the document in Finnish. And what I have noticed, and this one I can see from many people who send me a Finnish version to proofread, that if you just ask it to translate, and it thinks that, hey, this is official document, it has to be very strict Finnish, and however it wants to format it, it creates very, I don't know how to describe, it's not good Finnish. But here I asked to translate it in fluent Finnish, closer to spoken than professional, and keep copy-paste friendly formatting. That one I have found out to work the best. And then I was in the morning comparing Google Docs translation tool, because there's a translation tool. Just go change the language, and I'm not too happy with that translation. It doesn't do really good work. So always take it to AI, ask it to be, for example, fluent Finnish, closer to spoken than professional, and it creates actually quite good results. Still a couple of things to fix and think here and there, but not a big deal. And then when you have that CV, and this is just a quick format, why would we move it to Canva if we can edit here? Here is a header, we throw it in this area, makes life easier, and then we can tighten it just a bit. But sometimes we get a bit greedy. We try to tighten things too much, and then it looks very weird. And then we edit a bit, page setup. Let's go here. And Now I'm just pulling the numbers out of my sleeve. These are the numbers I usually use, just to make a bit space for me, but still leaving margins there. And then let's see how many pages we have. Okay, here. This one has to go. And we have 2 pages. And I can say that this is a wall of text, way too much. But I left it here because this is the part you can always target based on the job, made it more tight and not to have so crazy amount of the places. But if the person whose CV this is, if you provide me an exact job you are applying, then we can tailor this. But now I left everything there. And then we have training here listed. That's a good mention there. Then we have IT skills and tools we have used. And because that CV was a lot IT, it was a CV for IT work. That's why we left it IT titled here. And then we have our strengths and soft skills. And then they all are listed here with ATS friendly terms. Yeah, I'm starting to get allergic for term ATS. Need to figure out something better for it. And then language skill mention, certificates and extra information. And then people to recommend you. But yeah, I'm not gonna tighten this because it's a already wall of text. But hey, this one was short review. I think I have one more review in queue. We will go through that one most likely tomorrow evening, and then you can always send me questions. And hey, Finland uncovers life in Europe. Hi and good evening. I also write there hi in the chat. Completely missed the chat when I had all the tabs open and tried to figure out how to manage the table workflow. But now we are done. We spent 37 minutes editing, and you can always send me CVs to be analyzed, and I can actually drop a link. Last time people asked that, hey, how do you how you would reach me? I'll get here a link. I'll add it after I close the live feed. I will add it in the description. I think it's not there yet, but this link is to join a WhatsApp group. It's more about working in Finland, networking here, but there I always mention that, hey, now we have a live feed coming. You can send me CVs and so on. So that's a good channel to stay in touch. But there I find the links. I'll copy it. I'll come here and then I'll add it there in the chat. And it will be in a job description. Not job description, the video description. You can see it has been a long day, and now there's the time to go and spend the evening with family and then go to sleep. But hey, I want to thank you. We are getting more people when we are finalizing, but hey, we are continuing tomorrow around the same time. The Finnish time is 10:15 most likely, or a bit earlier. I think so. And you can subscribe to the channel, then you will get that email message that, hey, now there will be feed coming, or join the WhatsApp group, and there you will have information directly, and you can actually send me your paperwork to go through. And remember, always when you send me a paperwork, attach the CV, the cover letter template, and then job you are planning to apply is really important, because there I can show you how you actually target it. But now we are over our time limit. Thank you again, and see you most likely tomorrow.